Welcome back to stage 5 of the Pedigree stage stop race. Beautiful Pinedale, Wyoming. Great day.
It couldn't have been much better, especially when you consider what we had here on Monday and that we moved the stage to our day off on Thursday. Didn't allow us to sleep in, but the mushers had a big smile on their faces after today.
Every morning starts with a mushers meeting, and today we had a little special aspect to that with the exchange of the yellow bib.
I guess the other thing we need to do is bib exchange for the first time. Yeah, so I want to congratulate Alex for getting the fish and getting the yellow bib yesterday. Congratulations.
All right. Good job, Alex.
So today's yellow bib wearer was Alex Crittenden. It's the first time she's ever had the yellow bib. She actually told us that yesterday was the first time she'd ever come in first in a stage, so it was a pretty exciting moment for her.
Kind of crazy that it's me that has it, but I'll take it. I'm pretty happy. Yesterday was great. The dogs did super. It was a tough trail. We tried to take it pretty easy and protect everybody where it needed to be protected and let them roll where they could, and they powered through. We had a dog get a little tired towards the end, so we had to kind of bring back the speed a little bit on those last 4 or 5 miles to kind of get him home, but he made it in and he's fine now, so now we just got to do 3 more days.
So there's a lot that makes this race come together in the day-to-day that a lot of fans don't see. The focus is always on the dogs and the mushers, but there's a whole lot more going on here than that, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it begins in the morning with setting up the stages. It begins with a bag check, that they all have their mandatory equipment.
There's mandatory gear for all of the stages that we do. It's the same every day. Every musher needs to have a vet book in their truck. They need to have an axe, a knife, a 15-foot snub line, a first aid kit, 10 pounds of dog food, 1 pound of human food. And they need to have that on their sled on them as they're out on the trail. And we do random bag checks every day, so usually either before or after they take off.
So one of the interesting things about the stage stop race to me is you have different types of mushers and different types of dogs here. And the most obvious is the different teams that are running the more Alaskan Huskies versus these hound breeds. So what do you see as the biggest differences in the dogs themselves?
Well, its ability to handle weather. I mean, on Monday, a couple of the Alaskan mushers, they would have been happy to run the stage, where for the hound mushers, it was, ooh, this is cold. We rather move it to a little warmer day. It's in the speed. I mean, on a day like today, fast trail, the hounds really shine. We have seen 15.5 miles an hour average.
Yeah, and I think that the Huskies have a more steady pace. The hounds have more of a burst of speed, and that's why they introduced the hound lines into the sled dogs here. But they don't have that bottom end long distance. The advantage here, if it's a warm day like today, is those hounds, as you said, they're shorter haired so they can handle the heat better.
My dogs are more the traditional type Alaskan Huskies, and so their coats are going to be a little bit thicker. Some of the dogs that I've bred, I had a litter this last season, they have a little bit of a shorter coat, which was intentional because I live in a really warm climate. But overall, if you're looking at the hounds versus the dogs that I'm running, you're going to see a coat difference even on my short-coated dogs. So, you know, their heat tolerance is a little bit different.
The original Alaskan Husky came from the Siberian Husky line mixed with kind of a native Alaskan village dog. They were strong, mixed with smart and fast. So they put it together kind of like a melting pot, kind of like a pot of jumbo. And over the last couple 100 years, breeders have been mixing in other breeds to get desired results. Some people bred pointers, hounds to get some speed, but you're going to lose a little toughness. You're going to lose a little coat on that breeding. We've stuck with the traditional Alaskan Husky. We run, if you're familiar with the Swingley lines, Doug Swingley was a really famous Iditarod musher. He switched gears, kind of went to some speed stuff, known for really tough dogs. And that's not only just an overall toughness, tough feet, tough head, tough coat. So we like the traditional Husky dog.
But this trail and the way the weather went today kind of worked for both the Huskies and the hounds. The hounds got to use their speed. Even the Husky teams were running fast, but having the heavier coats with a little bit of breeze in the morning, they had a bit of an advantage. So this was a pretty good trail for all the different dog teams here.
you know, the warmer weather is not as great for my dogs, so I have to take some breaks and just make sure I'm keeping everybody cool. But you know, you can see if you're looking at the race stats, like they're starting to pick up their pace a little bit. So yeah, it's going well.
This is Rubicon and Windshear. And Rubicon is a dog that I trained myself. And Windshear is a young leader from Jesse Royer.
1 minute.
Hey Donnie, today's your day. You've been making up time, right? Making good runs?
Just trying to get around there, worry about my own dogs, worry about my own pace. Whatever happens, happens. Just having a good time.
You're not dressed really warm. Does that mean we're going to get you out the sled running?
I'll probably be right. I've been running every day, so. No, very happy with my run yesterday. Trying not to worry too much about where I'm sitting, just concentrating on my team and getting around here three more days.
It's a beautiful day. Other than that, I mean, it's all good. All good, as they say.
Good, yeah, we've kind of had the strategy to just be patient and conserve. I feel like you can make it through day 4 with a whole team, then you're gonna do pretty good the last 2 days. So that's what we're shooting for. This is for you and Bonnie. They were both on the first stage this race. So they're good.
Good luck today.
Pretty weird, but you know, these guys earned it. They're such great dogs, and we've worked hard, and I was really happy for them yesterday. So
Another fast run ahead of you today, do you think?
I don't know yet. I mean, we got to see what's going on out there, right? We still got 3 more stages if you count today, so and some doozy ones coming up at the end there. So you know, I just gotta play it by ear. Just go out there and do what we do, which is run dogs. So these guys will tell me, and the trail will tell me, and see how it shakes out.
As you got out on the trail, you went out. What did you see with the trail and the weather out there?
I would say this was definitely the best trail we have seen all race. Hard packed, fast. The first 7 miles are completely in the flats. And you could tell the dogs were really taking it in stride in these beautiful trail conditions. The groomers go out every night before, and they went out at midnight, and they did a hell of a good job today. We are at mile 6 this morning, and what a nice trail. This is definitely the hardest and fastest trail we have seen to date. We are at mile 15. Trail is still nice and hard and fast. Annie Melo had just come by and had already passed Donnie Poulin. So to this point she made about 3 minutes and 15 seconds. The Mushers are on their way back now, out of the turnaround. We are at mile 21.5. We just had Mike Baskin, Donnie Poulin, El Borak and Michael Tetzka all come by within literally 15 seconds. We are here a couple of miles before the finishing line. Things have definitely warmed up a bit. Teams are looking really nice heading in for the last couple of miles. Cassie Rivet was moving right along. It looks that she's going to make a bit of time on Annie Melo. Alex Crittenden was also right in the mix with a yellow bib. It's going to be tight to see who is going to wear tomorrow.
When I talked to a lot of the mushers up on their return, there were some pretty exciting finishes here, but they all experience the trail in a variety of ways. Some end up being off on their own because of the pace of their dogs, but we had a finish here with 3 teams coming in side by side. So the mushers have an array of experiences out on the trail every day.
That was Dennis Laboda that just came in.
The trail was beautiful, hard packed. If you get the team to stay on one side, you just get that runner on the one side, it's just perfect, you know. And when you're talking a weight advantage, you know, you're not sinking in the snow, and the dogs were really eating it up.
It was so nice. It's the first, you know, hard trail that we had, and you can let the dogs, you know, do what they want to do, just run, you know, like almost free running.
We were 3 wide for quite a while on no man's land there. So it was funny. I followed Austin for almost 8 miles of flats or so. So it was a good time.
About 2 or 3 miles out, I caught Tim and got ahead of Tim a little bit and didn't really get any space on him. And then Liz had a smoke and run. Her team was stroking and she came up on us.
I caught those guys right at no man's land. And they don't have to let me pass them.
And that last mile, you know, there's really no calling trail or giving way, so the 3 of us kind of were neck and neck there coming home.
I have a leader who always wants to pass on the right, you know, and there was no room, and my other leader tried to pull her over and through, and my point dog was like, nope.
I was on the outside of the trail, well, the right side of the trail, and Liz's dogs were trying to pass me on the inside, so she had to back up and trying to go through the middle of us. And
yeah, no man's land, you don't need to let people pass you, so.
Tim was over on the left side, and I'm good buds with Tim. He's from Leadville as well, so first thing I did when I got over the truck, came over and gave Tim a big hug and just said, how fun was that?
Yeah, we had a really good run. It was super fun.
No, it was lonely. I went out, went out third last, and he passed me about 12 miles out, met the teams, and pretty much I passed 2 coming home. That was it. It was, I had more company yesterday. It was a little more lonely out there today.
Yeah, I did run it alone, a lot of it. Like on the way out, I passed a few teams, and then on the way home, it was pretty lonely, I guess. So it felt more like a training run at times because I was like, I couldn't see anybody.
Yeah, they climbed good. We made the loop clean. I didn't set my hook once. I didn't even pause once, actually. So no stop time, which is always the goal, right? So yeah, beautiful run home. I mean, I don't know how many years I've run this race, but I don't ever remember, you know, seeing 16 mile an hour on my GPS for most of the run.
Before I quit, though, I better say hi to my wife. I haven't done that yet. So, hi, Vicki. And my brother-in-law texts me. He says, hey, next time say hi to Chris. So, hi, Chris. And I want to thank Lang's Meat. They power my dog team. They're out of Eaton Valley Watkins. They have a wide variety of meat selections. So, thank you, Lang's.
So that wraps it up for stage 5 here in Pinedale, beautiful Wyoming. Now everyone's going to hit the road and we're heading out to Alpine. There'll be about another 30 mile run, and it's actually one of my favorites when I ran this race along the Grays River. Beautiful country. Tomorrow, another stage.